welcome to Pint-sized OCR, the only podcast in the world dedicated to junior obstacle course racing and produced by UK OCR. And here's your hosts, Libby Joyce and Finlay Greenleaf.
Roll up, step right up, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with a bang. We return with a fizz. Pint-sized OCR pours back into your hearts right here, right now. So don't delay. Get ready for a brand new episode of Pint-sized OCR.
We are back for another one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this one's gonna be an interesting podcast. I think.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I can't hide my excitement. I'm really excited for this episode. It's a bit different for everyone listening. It's be a little change of pace, but I'm hoping you're all going to enjoy it because I've been just really excited to record this. I've got some big plans. I think everyone, especially the youth, will be interested in hearing, especially for the benefit of the youth. I think everyone will enjoy it and hearing our opinions. So yeah, strap right in.
I think we should get started with the race. The race that's just happened. I think the closest one was the 3K championships, UK championships at Nuts. Mm-hmm. So from what I saw from Finn, obviously you did the live feed. What I saw, because I wasn't there and I wasn't in the country, but what I saw, it seemed like a really good race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I describe it. It was proper what you want for a 3K champs. I mean, everyone involved, obviously Dave, Chris Shipley, everyone at Nuts, of course, the British Obstacle Sports team, marshals, etc. It all made it become the event it was, and it was really, really good. Looking at obviously a bit of a water element, which you obviously want to see in OCR as a challenge. Nuts itself, obviously that real muddy, rough terrain you want to see. There's carries, there's of course the slide you have at Nuts, but most importantly, the rigs. And for those who don't know, it was a really clever system where instead of having any bells, it was clearance on all the rigs, which was really clever because you could then do rigs one way and then vice versa, which is what happened. So you come on your first loop, you do all the rigs one way, and then you do the same loop, but vice versa, opposite direction, the way back, which I think was really clever because, one, it's obviously something very different to what we've done before, so it's something you have to kind of adapt for. But most importantly, I think it gave us more challenging, different rigs for the same amount of rig space and same amount of attachments. So maybe even looking for, obviously, space and obviously cost of attachments of races. I think that's a really good idea going forward because it was like different rigs, except they're the very same one. So it was a really, really clever idea that I think worked really well.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked like it was very well ran and the organisation of it was really good. But obviously, Finn, you didn't race, so you got to see all the juniors go round.
Mm-hmm. I did.
So I didn't actually get to. I saw a couple of little bits, but I didn't get to see loads. So do you want to explain how the juniors did as a whole?
Yes, I'd love to. I'd love to say as well, on that start line, there was plenty of them, all looking really enthusiastic, all looking ready to go. Just a sea of neon light green bibs, just ready to race. And I was obviously a cameraman, I was obviously commentating as well, but despite that, I was struggling to keep up with them at points. They were quick, they were rapid around that course, and I think every single one of them absolutely incredible, absolutely smashed it. I mean, I was out there from start to finish, watching the first ones come in, watching the last ones come in, and all of them didn't give up. They all kept pushing, kept going, no matter how tough it got, no matter how many penalties they had. They did the loops, they got it done. Same with the obstacles, they were determined, fighting through, not giving in. So it was absolutely great to see, and a real level of maturity, I'd say, as well, for British champs, people of that young age to be able to step up to such a big event and really show their obstacle ability, show their talents so well on such, like I say, a main stage. So it was really, really impressive. And obviously that course wasn't easy. It was very difficult. That's what we want to see, of course, from a British champs. So for all these juniors to go out there, push themselves to the limits and, well, get the results they did, yeah, it was incredible. It was great to watch. It was absolutely great to see and great for the future.
Yeah, I think it was good to have a big pack, as you said, of juniors. I think it's kind of showing how the amount of juniors now are developing. I think that's definitely what the sport needs. I think if we don't have any of them juniors to go ahead, we're not going to have a sport left.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we get on to some results then?
Yes, I think we should. And I do want to confirm to everyone listening before this, we are using the race clocker results, and they're a little bit jumbled at points between age cats and stuff. I think some age cats have been merged, some are like mixed and stuff. So we're going to try and do our best.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I
So
could remember them all, but my
if
memory's
we
not the
get
best.
them wrong, let us know, and we'll correct it on the next one. But we are sorry if we get it wrong. We are reading
Yes.
just off the result page that we've got in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Go on then,
Shall
you can start then because you've got
Oh,
the first ones.
okay, I'll kickstart off then with the male 14 to 17. Obviously, I think we've got a bit of funny order here to age cats, but we'll just go with the flow. Male 14 to 17, James Percy, he took the bronze medal. Second was Hayden Andrews, but first was Alexander Cook. And watching them was a great battle, went off the same wave, back and forth, and a well-deserved gold in the end. Fought through on the obstacles, like I say, between him and Hayden especially, it was quite tight. And yeah, what a display, well-deserved gold, and all of them deserve the podium places.
Shall I carry on?
Shall I carry on to the rest of the males?
Yep.
Go on, let's knock them all through then. Go on, let's go quick. Well, quick, we'll give them their time, but strap in, guys, because this is going to be a massive display of talent. So here we go. 12 to 13 males. Josh Lads took the third. Second was Frankie Smith. First place, Harry Jeffrey. And if I'm not mistaken, by a good margin, fastest
Yeah, I've
time
just seen that.
overall. Yeah, watching him, he was second wave. He overtook the whole first wave about halfway through and just took it all by storm. I
I'm
might be
also
wrong
looking
here.
at. Go on.
I was going to say, if you look at the males, I think, was he 11th? I think overall you stuffed him into the elite male category.
Maybe.
I think it was
And
somewhere
looking
up
at
there.
the time he has from second as well is a big gap.
Oh, yeah, the lead.
I'll do the next one.
Yeah.
So females 14 to 17. In third place we have Lauren Cook. In second place we have Izzy Baskinfield. And in first place we have Emmy Solomon.
There you go.
So yeah.
I'm going to turn my attention to the male 10 to 11. Jay Burton taking the third place. Obviously, good display by him. But I'm going to go back to here to second. Am I? Oh, no. See, everyone, listen, this is what I'm on about. I said it before. I said it was coming. The results are jumbled. So we're going to go again. I'm going to apologise for saying someone's. I'm sorry, Jane, because I said you were third and I don't think you were, but I don't know. The results are jumbled. So I'm going to have to read off the fly here. So I'm going to keep speaking while my eyes pan through. I believe it was Charlie Carman who took the third place. I don't want the results jumble like this, but it's hurt my brain a little. Second went to Cameron Young. First, Henry Fairman. That should be the order. Like I say, if you look at the page, the categories are split for some reason and not in order either. But I'm going to highlight Cameron and Henry because coming through the end, they were neck and neck. I think in the end, don't guarantee this. I think Cameron had a penalty loop. I'm not too sure. But I remember watching them both in that last like swirl bit and last few obstacles neck and neck, back and forth between the two of them. So that was a really exciting race to watch. I'm hoping I've got that podium right now. I'm going to blame Race Clocker for that because I've just looked through in a very confusing way, but there you go.
And then the final age cap, if I am correct. Oh, sorry, voice crack. Is the females. I'm gonna say 10 to 13 because they're all mixed up. So I'm gonna say that's the age cap. So in third place we have Isla Ladd. In second place we have Jessica Joyce, and then in first place we have Maria Burton.
Yeah, that was a good race. But I said this for all of them. I said they've all been a good race, but they all really were. Yeah, that's what I've got to say, really. Obviously, James Burton's daughter there coming through and following in his footsteps, I have to say. Really impressive performance, taking the gold. But there you go. I think everyone there did well and pushed themselves to the limits. I think everyone can be proud of what they've done.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's good to see how many, from that list we've got, to see how many juniors there are is really, really good. So yeah, that was that weekend. Now, I think this is Finn's favourite bit coming up.
Oh, yes. World Championships, FISO, out in Costa Rica. We have a long, long list here of my personal opinions on Costa Rica.
Before we start, I am going to say this is Finn's probably going to do the most talking at this bit, mainly because I wasn't there, and I'll talk for the bits that I agree or disagree with and what I thought of it as well. but I think Finn's going to have the most knowledge here because he was there. So I think if you don't hear very much from me, that is why.
Yeah. I'm going to probably start one of the big positives of Costa Rica, and that was our junior presence. Or Libby? Yep, you happy? Yep. Okay. Sorry.
Carry on. Carry on.
Sign language here between us on call. Let's keep going then. So I think one of the big things was the junior presence. It was absolutely incredible out there for a lot of the juniors. I think we had one of the best junior teams out of all the countries out there. And we didn't just have a good team, we had a team that impressed as well. I believe this is all correct for my results from the 3K. Male 10 to 11, Cameron Young took the bronze. However, also male 10 to 11 with Henry Fairman on the silver medal. And then we're looking also at our young talents. 12 to 13, Izzy Young took the silver second place. And 12 to 13, Harry Jeffrey took the gold and took the world by storm. A big gold medal there. And all of them absolutely smashing it, getting a podium on that main stage, on that World Championship stage.
100%. I think the podiums that we have, they were really, really good. I think it definitely shows the talent that we've got. I know that like all of the kids are so talented, but for these kids, I think for them, they've worked so hard, and I think that race had shown how hard they'd work.
Yeah, and I think one more thing to say is about the results. I need this needs confirmation because I wasn't a fan of him. I don't think this was originally an event, but I think it got shifted on the last day. So if I do believe there was also a gold medal for our youth mixed team in the team race.
I think
yes,
I think you are correct. I think we did.
Perfect. I can't remember what it is now. They had a really catchy, good name as well. Was it Rumble Phoenix? I can't remember now. What was it? Something along those lines.
Who was in the team?
It was Harry. Was it Harry? Or was it just Phoenix? I thought it might have been Harry, Izzy, Cameron. But I feel really bad in case that's wrong.
Was it?
I might have missed people out if not. There was a good name. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a good team. There was a good name. But yeah, they all impressed. There was more junior teams as well. I think they all shone, and they all, like I say, going out there on the obstacles. The juniors did absolutely incredible to be able to push through to come to such a difficult task of racing at a world championships at such a young age, and yet be able to shine so brightly. Yet be able to.
It was Izzy, Cam, and Harry.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, their name was Phoenix Forest because Izzy and Cam are Wild Forest, and then Harry is
That
Phoenix.
Makes sense. Yeah. That sounds like it's right. If it isn't, I'm sure they will correct us, but it does sound like it's...
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think we'll get corrected. But we need to be corrected because...
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm correct, I think I think it's on the lines of Phoenix Forest. On the lines of that.
Yes, yeah. But that was obviously our display been very impressive. But now I'm going to take a bit of a turn for the World Champs, and that is talk about a lot of the kids race on the 3K. And they are obviously the first events going off. Frustratingly, for those who don't know, I say frustratingly, it was based around Costa Rica's National Stadium, starting in the stadium, a lot of it in the stadium, but you come out the stadium to the park and back in the stadium. Obviously, it's a stadium, so it needs to be guarded, secured, so they have gates, etc. But in an OCR, and this is very, very basic OCR, what do you have? A course check, and that is common sense. Make sure obstacles are secure, make sure the race is secure. That's crucial. That's necessary. And I was out just outside the stadium watching as the first juniors came through of all different countries, and the gate was closed. The gate that was on the course was closed. And this is a really high, secure gate. And people couldn't get through. The racers who are racing a world championship. I'm going to highlight that once more. A world championship course. The course was not accessible for the athletes competing at a world championship. They could not compete on the course as the course was taking place as a world championship. And in the end, it was me, athletes from across the world, from obviously adults and etc., having to lift the junior athletes over the fence and to carry on the course. And I don't understand how at a world championship there cannot be course checks. You cannot have the common sense to go, look, the gate, leave it open. I think it's unbelievable that we had to go through that at such a massive event. And I think that's so sad to see. And I remember being there watching, and there was this young American kid. He was the first one through, first wave of all the juniors. And I just saw the look on his face. And he had gained this big lead as well, because there's a big early part of the 3K that's through the stadium. And he had about, I'd say, a 20-second lead. And he looked at the gate, and you just see in his eyes, his heart broke, because he was so lost and confused on what was happening. I mean, this is, like I say, it's the World Championships, him trying to become world champion. And that look on his face, I won't forget it, because he just looked heartbroken, because everything he'd worked for, everything he'd trained for was out of his hands and gone, undecided. Obviously, it's just unbelievable. I don't understand how that could happen. And that wasn't the only disaster, sadly. At the time of the race, they were still building balance beams, and half athletes were put on balance beams, half of them missed them out because they were being built. Then they built a couple lanes, said, okay, do these lanes. So half the athletes did it, half of them didn't, which makes no sense. How are you going to have athletes doing obstacles? Some aren't. The volcano, I think it was called, for those who do Spartan. Obviously, it's not called volcano, but I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. It's just, I'm just in shock, really. Stairway to Heaven.
Can you explain what it looks like? And I think probably can get it. Stairway to Sparta?
No, I've lost my train of thought now. It's the the black top wall with like attachments, vertical side. I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. You go along the sides of it.
Olympus.
Olympus. Yes, there we go. Olympus. I know that's like copyright reasons. We called it volcano. Olympus from Wish, I'm going to call it, because it was exactly that. It was just a black top wall that was never completed. So what was the point in it? I could say the same with Stairway to Heaven. That wasn't built. That was just left there, just unfinished. I think they built it on the last day on the team race. But there you go. That was a bit late. And in the end, we couldn't even use it for the team race because it was deemed unsafe. So there was points at course where, like I say, obstacles weren't finished. Some were being done, some weren't. Astonishingly, I had to stop supporting at one point and become a marshal because parts of the course weren't taped. Children were getting lost. I'm not going to say children, sorry. I'm going to say athletes. Athletes were getting lost on course at a world championship because it actually wasn't properly shown. So, yeah, it's unbelievable not having tape and stuff rearranged. So I actually had to point athletes in the right direction, which was a joke. We're looking at a three-band system, the system that is known at the World Championships, and yet there was athletes having multiple attempts, bands not being cut. They had many attempts they want. It was absolutely no control whatsoever, and it's a real shame to see that, especially there's so many athletes who come from far and wide to come compete at a World Championship, and to see that, it was a real shame. So that was a real shame, like I say, for the 3K junior course. There probably was some more issues there that I forgot to add on because, yeah, there was issues everywhere with it, which was, like I say, a real shame because it's a world championship. This is not what we want to see. And I'm going to highlight this. When the juniors have such bad experiences like this, they won't come back. They'll look at other sports. Like, we're such a newly developing sport. We need to prove on such a main stage who we are. We need to prove that we are a sport, that we do belong on the main stage. And when you get things like that, these juniors aren't going to come back. They're going to switch to other sports, more major sports than us. And we don't look like a sport on the world stage when we treat the youth like that. And it is an absolute disgrace. And the fact is, we want to become a real sport. We want to become an Olympic sport. We want to become a sport that is on the main stage. But the people who will be competing at that main stage are the juniors. And they'll be the ones competing at the main level, being the main athletes. And if they leave the sport, we won't have a sport. There'll be no athletes there to compete. They'll all be gone because they've seen events like this and been turned away. So it's a disgrace that we're putting off the future and putting off our chances of being a major sport, putting off the chance of these athletes becoming Olympians, becoming major athletes, because we cannot treat them with the simplest rules we need for an OCR race. So this has been a huge rant by me, but I think it is necessary because it was really let down there. All these juniors were let down. The future of our sport was let down that day on that 3K in Costa Rica. So it was a real shame. I know I've been going on for a long time about so much, but there was so much wrong with it, and it's really upset me. So there you go. The 3K, especially for the juniors, wasn't what we wanted, and in my opinion, wasn't a true world champion. And breathe.
Yeah, breathe thing.
I'll be honest.
I was kind of not giggling about what happened. That's what happened was not right. It shouldn't have happened. I think it could have had better organisation and everything. I was kind of giggling to myself because obviously I say obviously all the time. It's now switched to Finn saying a world championships
Yes, there's a lot of
all the
repetition
time.
there. But yeah.
If whoever, for everyone who is listening, please, I beg, go back and count how many times Finn has said the world championships.
I'll be here all day. Oh dear.
It's
But yeah,
probably I say obviously way too much, so it's all right, Finn.
yeah. But that is just tip of the iceberg when it comes to issues. That's the main one with the kids. I've still got more issues that I want to explain here today, but that is the main one, obviously, with the 3K for the juniors. So yeah, the championships, obviously, it is a world championships, and it's a real shame that the governing body, and I will highlight as well, there's been a year since Belgium. Belgium was our first world champ, so we could understand what it was like, understand to get the stepping stones forward and moving on. And yet this feels like a step down from Belgium. It feels like we've gone down in quality. So it was a real shame thinking we could build on the foundations of Belgium and then just seeing what Costa Rica led to. So that was a real shame, like I say, with that. And I want to highlight another main issue I have with Costa Rica right now. And this might lead to another rant by me, but
Go
like I already
ahead.
said, yeah. So like I already said, it was in a stadium. So it was Costa Rica's national stadium that has been held in a huge venue. For those who don't know it, it literally is probably 40,000 seats, something insane like that. It is their main football stadium. It's their main sports stadium, athletics, all sorts, major sports. So this was our chance to be alongside those major sports. So my real question is, why was the stadium closed? You couldn't get in for free. You couldn't pay for tickets. At least make tickets payable, like actual championship events. But no, for some reason, the stadium was access only for athletes and athlete parents and members. So you had to have your little lanyard to show yourself come in. If you weren't going into the stadium at all. And for me, that is beyond logical because the whole point of the world champs, like you see in many sports, is for people to come watch, to be entertained by us. Look at why sport exists. It was always for entertainment, for a test of strength, and for I don't get it. Having such a major stadium, why on earth would you not allow people to come watch it? Surely we want people to be entertained. Surely we want people to be brought into our sport. Surely we want to gain fans, gain a community behind us. And yet, for no one being allowed to come in and watch, for it to be an empty stadium, apart from obviously the national teams who were there, having no one who might have gone, oh, that sounds interesting. I might come watch on the streets. For not having an audience. Like, having those tons and tons of seats be empty, it just felt like such a poor move because it's not a sport like athletics, like football, where you can have a stadium, like you can have constant people watching, sitting down, spectating. But this was our one chance. Having it in a stadium, we had the chance to do that, especially with a 100-meter, where of course that's all in there. And yet, no one was allowed to come watch. It was closed off like a closed event in a major stadium. That made absolutely no sense to me. Why we weren't allowing it to be spread, allowing everyone to come in and watch. Clueless, in my opinion. Absolutely no clue what they were doing.
I'm gonna add on here because I think I definitely agree with you that the stadium was shouldn't have been closed. I think they should have opened it up to public. But I also kind of see a little bit where they're coming from. Don't go ballistic at me, but
Yep.
I understand a little bit, not fully, because it should have been opened. Yes, it should have been opened, but you've also got to think about their side of it. So they might have not been able to open it because they didn't have enough people to watch to make sure that everyone there's been safe, or there's because normally when you're at places, you've got people standing at the entries and people walking around making sure everyone's okay. It was the weekend, right? So there might have people might have had their days off or wanted to spend time with their family and all of that. But I understand where a part of it is coming from. But I do agree that the stadium could have been opened, which would have opened a lot of opportunities for OCR, especially in that area. Um, so yeah, I do agree that it should have been opened. I think most of it, for me, most of my opinion goes to it should have been opened, yes. But there is a little part that I'm like, I can see a little bit where they're coming from and why it was closed.
Yes, yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, but I do want to also highlight Pfizer did also hire a 24/7 set of security. There was large security on their base. There was large members of staff as well. So even though it might be a struggle to, I think we're not looking at the numbers a football game would have there. I think there was definitely looking at it, the enough security, enough safety, obviously because it's a stadium. There's exits, there's entrances, there's fire exits, etc. I think there was personally easily enough space for them, but of course I don't know. I'm nothing like a technical advisor. Well, that's not the right words. I'm not a event organizer. That's the right word, especially for a world championship. So what do I know? I guess I'm trying to say. But personally, I think looking at it, it was quite obvious. Really, should have been allowed to have an audience. But yeah, and I don't know where to go from now because I've got another big rant point I want, and there's been more debate stuff coming up. That's what I'm really excited for this episode. There's a lot more stuff coming up, but one thing I do want to highlight briefly, we'll come back to this I think later on, is medals. And right, the first thing we'll go at is the team race. One medal for the whole team of three. One team medal. And it's a bit like, you pay for the race, told you get the medal, you get there and you get one team medal to share between you. I think that's a bit iffy because like you've done the race, don't get a medal. So that was questionable. But yeah, it wasn't just questionable as well, though. The thing is, I was at the finish line, and the funny thing is, there's a massive table of medals. So it wasn't like they haven't got enough. I think they worried they hadn't had enough, but they were just sitting there on a massive table. And it's a bit like, oh, okay, really one each. So it felt a bit, I'm going to use the word cheap, I'm going to say, and unorganized. If there wasn't enough medals, if there was enough medals, then it was stupid. Why weren't they making sure that everyone got one? If there wasn't enough, well, that's them being unorganized. There should be enough. They should have already planned for that. So either way, by Pfizer, that's a bit embarrassing. And another medal statement I want to make is on comparison of elite to age cap. And there's obviously age cap at World Champs is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. For anyone to achieve that, be on a podium, wow, it is insane. But you look at Jesse De Gea and Stein and everyone who got on those elite podiums, they got the very same medal as the age groups. And like I said, I've got nothing against age group at all. But these guys were the best of the best of the best. They were world champions. You felt like they needed a big trophy or something. And it felt like they came up short there for the best of the best. Like I say, Jesse, Stein, all of these guys are the ones who are currently the trailblazers, the ones leading us on to the future. And it felt like a bit of a joke, especially like looking at them. They've come all the way from the Netherlands just to get that little tiny gold medal, which even though it is impressive, like I say, for those people to be their world champions of the sport, to get that, I felt they came up a bit short. So that was another real shame of the event. So yeah, this is just me trying to show everyone the poor mistakes I think Pfizer made, the things they can improve on, hopefully will improve on when it comes to Sweden next year.
Yeah, I think they will I think taking away from what obviously happened, I think they need to take the advice that people are going to give them. And I think take their advice and then take their own as well. I think there was good aspects to it. I think the atmosphere for everyone was amazing. I think the numbers that they had was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not like they were really, really short on numbers. The numbers they had was good. And I think hopefully they can improve what they've done this year. And I think if they can, it will be a big thing for them and it'll help them and it'll also help the sport a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do want to highlight as well the numbers. And they said they were quite high, but I think I want to say it was OCR Buddy who posted it on Instagram, and it was a comparison between numbers and Belgium. And I think Belgium still took it by a big chunk.
It's gonna take it by a big chunk. That's not what I was supposed to mean. I meant but where it is, the amount of people that went for where it is was good. I think there could have been quite a lot of people that could have gone, that's too far, I'm not going.
That's our next question, really. What was Pfizer thinking in the first place to put it in a country that is not very OCR based for the second ever World Championships? Put it in a country that's not very OCR based. They have like one race a year, and it's not maybe against OCR Costa Rica. It is facts. It is not an OCR country like we see in a lot of big levels in other countries. So there was no point in putting it there.
Yeah, and I think you've got a point there. 100% you've got a point. I think what if I was them and obviously I don't know them, I'm not going to say I do, but I think what I think they're kind of trying to do is going to different countries to get the OCR in that country higher.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at where they went. It's not got a very high amount of numbers, and I think they might be trying to raise the numbers in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
but who knows?
yeah, but the thing is though, with that as well, if they want to raise the numbers in the area, they've got to do it properly, and they've also got to allow people to
Exactly.
come watch it. And once again, this reminds me of some more things that I want to dig into, and that is the building. Like I already said, there was things going wrong before. I think the stair to heaven, they actually used A-frame instructions to make it, so it was deemed unsafe. Multiple rigs were made using zip ties, which was ludicrous. Walls, which is a basic aspect of OCR, walls, they weren't used in the 15k because they just looked like they made of matchsticks. Honestly, the wind would blow them over. There's no way athletes would go over them, so they were just making us go around them. We're looking at, I think, the Taurus high to low. People know the little handholds between the low and the high. They've got like their special nut and bolt. I'm not no building expert. They've got the proper like nut and bolt style thing that hooks them into place. One of them was put into place with like a regular wall nail or wall screw. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was just a nail just hammered in there that didn't fit at all. So the builders were absolutely clueless, and I don't want to insult the builders saying they were poor, but really, it's not their fault. It's Pfizer's fault for saying, yeah, they'll do the job anyway, because they clearly didn't, and they weren't experienced enough. So that was a real joke, seeing things not really being taken seriously there. So, yeah, I think I've got a bit of a highlight to put this all as a big summary of Costa Rica. Was it a World Championship standard? No. And especially some of the rigs, things that weren't in, and the rigs that were there not being that high of a standard. I mean, we're not talking, there was no low rigs at all. I think everything was just lock on. As long as you lock on, you were fine. That was not a World Championship standard course at all. And especially with the, I think numbers can sometimes say that. And obviously the course and how it went, the people competing, obviously being very good, but the best of the best not being out there. I think I went elite, for those who don't know, because in my opinion, my age group, I wasn't racing the best of the best. Leon Fredericks is the best of the best. He wasn't out there. I think there was only 2 of us in the end who competed. Or sorry, I wasn't included. There was 2 athletes in the 15k for my age group. There was 3 in the 3k. So compared to Belgium, where I faced about 36 to 40 athletes, it really wasn't up there. And like I say, the obstacles weren't difficult enough. So was it a World Championship? No, it wasn't a World Championship. Was it a good event? Yes. Yes, it was a good event, but not because of Pfizer. It was a good event because of the nations. The community spirit was incredible. Nations coming together, having a great time. I think we had a 100-meter race and relays in the pouring rain, which was great fun. We had an absolute laugh, talking to different people. I met some just incredible, crazy, amazing people out there as well that I hadn't met before. I met the Green Twins from America. I met people from all across the world, from Australians, New Zealand, people from Costa Rica. A lot more of the South American OCR community I hadn't seen much of before. So it was a great event, but that was because of the community, not because of Pfizer. When I say it's a great event, it was not a great World Championship, not in the slightest. It was a great OCR event, not thanks to Pfizer, because they put no work into it at all. It was thanks to the people that turned up and made it such a great event. So there you go. That is my summary of Costa Rica in a nutshell. We've got some more stuff coming up with it and linked to it, especially for the future. But overall, Costa Rica, there you go. That's my opinion.
But yeah, I think that's the end of this section. And we have an exciting section coming up.
Yeah, I'll just say quickly, with a little teaser for it. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you listening, we have 2 absolutely incredible athletes coming up to the podcast next. In my opinion, well, one of them, I think, is one of the greatest athletes in OCR history. I think one of them's absolutely incredible. The other one's all right, but I mean, one of them's absolutely incredible. So yeah, be very, very excited for those 2, because they're going to be very entertaining, or at least I hope anyway.
Yeah, see you in a sec.
Today's episode is brought to you in association with our partner, Unitree Pump UK. As athletes, we travel a lot, and sometimes it's impossible to find a gym nearby. That's where Unitree Pump comes in. It's a resistance training machine that offers you a gym experience in an easy-to-carry package, perfect for road trips. It has a built-in motor that offers you a smooth resistance training experience similar to a cable machine, and its customizable resistance allows you to get in an all-body strength workout whenever you need it. It's not just for road trips either. It's so easy to use that it's perfect for when you need to get a quick workout in at home. So head over to www.unitreefitness.co.uk and use code UKHXR to grab yourself a discount. That code again is UKHXR. Unitree Pump. Workout wherever you are.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And here are our two
Drum roll.
guests.
Drum roll, please.
Our two guests. They are well known in the OCR world. They race, but they also record. That's right. They are podcasters as well. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our guests, Libby Joyce and Finley Greenleaf of Pint Size OCR. That's right. We're our own guests.
Oh, goodness.
What a twist.
What a plot twist. No, but we have got something different. I actually don't think I've seen this on heard this on a podcast before.
That's because we're unique. We're the one and only pint-sized. Best of the best.
I meant what we're about to do.
I know. And that's exactly why we're doing it, because we are the best.
So, we are going to be doing a debate.
Yes. We've got a couple of
We
little
are going to
things.
be doing a debate.
Mhm.
And I'm 100% winning this.
Oh, okay. We've both got a couple of different
100%.
opinions on this, but these are issues we both think are really
I
important in
actually
our world.
thought when you were like writing the stuff down, I thought, okay, there's going to be some stuff we agree on here. I think the subjects that we have chosen, we do not agree on at all.
No, I was very offended.
I
by
think,
that.
no, I
I'm
think I
joking.
agree in somewhat, and I don't agree, but I think I'm going to more disagree.
Yeah.
Mainly
So,
because I don't see it.
yeah.
But
But the main point I want to say is this is for OCR to grow as a sport and to be a sport. These are major issues that we have to face. And I think
nah,
they're important to hear. So
nah,
we've got to focus on them. I think we're really
Nah.
interested to hear. I think
Nah.
it's interesting to hear what our
Nah.
audience have to say, what our listeners have
Nah.
to say. And yeah,
nah.
so we'll wait and see. But we'll get underway. And like I say, we want to hear what you've all got to say and your opinions on this, because I think this is going to be really interesting. And I'm actually really excited.
All right, let's get started then, because I guess
Yeah.
we're gonna have to start somewhere.
Yeah. Can I kick us off with what my idea I have?
You can go ahead and start.
Brilliant. Okay, perfect. Because I'm fully behind this idea. Currently, we obviously have our European champs and world champs in the same year, and it's a lot. I think we should have European champs 1 year and world champs the next year, and each one happens every 2 years instead. So we haven't got one every year.
I disagree. Hands down, disagree. This one, I don't. I see a bit of it, but I don't see it at all.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want me to explain why I
Yes,
don't?
please,
why I
go ahead, go ahead.
I disagree mainly because when you've got Euros and you've got champs, which is the whole world, Euros, which is only Euros. So
Mhm.
if you do a champs, you're only going to have, if you do a Euros, you're going to only have the Euro people who are in Europe there. The people who have got the champs are going to have to wait 1 year before they can do a big major race,
Mhm.
which to me doesn't make that much sense because you're getting people who are in Europe getting one every year. People who are not in Europe are getting one major race, then a gap, one major race, then a gap. I don't see the point.
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's a bit, nah. It's like some countries which are going to grow, countries that are not growing so much.
Yeah. Well, I've got big opinions for us. I think it's a great idea. We have world champs 1 year, the next year, Euros, world champs, etc. Main reasons for us, I think the world champion should retain longer. I think it's really stupid how we have literally a world champion for 1 year and that could easily change. Also, I think personally, from a racer's point of view, I like focusing on a race. I don't like having to focus on the Euros, then immediately switch my training to worlds. I want a year of focusing on training on one major event. And I think
Then
that's
don't
too
go
much.
to one.
Yes, but the fact is you want to go to a world championships, you want to go to a
Then
European.
don't go to one.
Yes, but that's not my only issue.
No.
Listen. Yeah.
There's an easier explanation. You just don't go to one.
But the thing is, though, people want to compete at these championships. And another major thing is, look at the prices. It's expensive to travel this often in a year. And not
You
just
only
for,
go to one.
not just for us though. Look at the people host it, like FISO and the Euros. It's cheaper for them to do an event every 2 years, which then means the money saved can make that World Champs a bigger and better World Champs. If it's every 2 years, it's a bigger and better occasion. It's a better
No,
occasion.
because they're going to lose money.
Look at the spending money every year. That's the
No,
thing.
no, no. No, yeah, but then they're not gaining money. This is gonna. Sorry, guys. If another podcast doesn't come out, because me and Finn are doing this. I'm
Doing the
joking.
Beatles breaking up. Doing the
No,
Gallagher twins.
if they champs misses a year, yes, they are
Mhm.
getting the money from that year. But how are they going to make any money the next year?
So I want to explain quickly, yeah? Just hear me out. You look at athletics as a major sport. Every 2 years, athletics world champs. Look at football. 4 years World Cup, 4 years Euros, every 2 years. And we think about it as well, not just expensive for us. Think how pricey it is for all of us to have to go out and race these events. And also, like I say, it's expensive for them to try and host an event every year. So money is saved to make that event that happens twice a year, like the Euros happen twice a year. When the Euros does happen, it'll be bigger and it'll be better because they have the budget. And with this extra budget, who knows? We could then have actual prize money for our racers, actual prize money that makes it worthwhile as a sport with that extra money saved. And
How
it
are
makes
they
the
getting-
occasion better than ever.
No. How are they getting the money if no one's turning up to a race that year?
Everyone
Where-
will turn up because
Where's
it's a
the money
major.
coming? Where's the money coming from?
More people turn up every 2 years because it's a more major event.
Where's the money coming from?
When we have, listen, when
No,
we have it
but then
every
you gotta
1
think-
year.
No, you got to think, if you do this, yes, okay, if you do this, say it happens and you do this, if that first world champs, they're going to have no money. Well, they're going to have money, but they're not going to have any money for prize money. So the races might not be the best. But that means then no one's going to want to come back the following year. And
Yeah.
that means they're going to lose money.
However, what I want to
No.
highlight here, when we have a world champs, when we have Europeans both in the same year, first of all, it's hard to train and it's
You've got a
expensive.
concentration
But the
prize.
main thing here is, and I want to highlight this, is it a big occasion? We have it yearly.
Yes.
Does that make it as big as it should be?
Yes.
Every 2 years, it's a bigger occasion. And this is what I want to highlight here. More people will come
No.
because more can afford it. More will
No.
see it as a bigger occasion, a more major occasion,
You-
which is
Finn,
why
you're
they will turn up
saying
in numbers.
Finn, you're saying this, but you're going, okay, you're saying more people are going to have money. They're going to want to if they do a trip at Euros, yeah, they do like a big trip. They're using that money there. Then they've got to save money for the World. What happens if they fall in the similar time? So one's in October, the other one's in February or March.
I don't mean by that. They're 2 different years. That's the beauty of it.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, take that. But how are they going to? So October to March. How many months is that?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. Say we had it every September.
but-
1 September was... No, listen, I want everyone in the audience to decide, but personally, it's so much better for the sport. It's tried and tested with other sports, like say athletics. It'll make the occasion bigger and
But
better.
we're not athletics.
Yes, but we want to be a major sport, no?
We're not athletics.
Name. This is this
Um,
is gonna be homework for our listeners. Find me major sports where the world champs is every year and the same year as the Europeans. For me, it doesn't make sense.
Okay,
at all.
Finn, name a sport. Name a sport other than athletics and football that have got a Worlds and a Euros.
Well, they got me in a pickle because I don't watch many other sports. But
Oh.
you look at things,
Exactly.
European champs and a world, they should never be connected like that. I think it's too
No.
tiring on athletes. It's too expensive in their bank account. So
Yeah,
for me,
but
the choice is clear.
One's at the start of the year, one's at the end of the year.
But I want to focus. Say you want to focus on one event and one event only. Then you got to focus on the other
One's
one.
at the start of the year, one's at the end of the year.
Yes, but look at the championship as well.
No.
Why should
You
the champion have
no,
to reign for only
No,
1 year?
no. Listen, one's at the start of the year. Say, okay, you put one in what? March, April, yeah? You've got from April to October for training. Then from October to the next April, whenever it is, to train that.
But we're saying people want it to start the race season. Can normally start the year, start a race season. But people prefer that being at the start. But people actually like that. My main issue is
Started off with a bang.
really, it's
Started
a
off
good
with
debate.
a
I think we'll let everyone listening decide and see their opinions. I'm really excited to see what they have to say.
No.
But
But I like how, because you get two massive gatherings where you get all countries together and they can celebrate, they can do all of this together.
That's my
You
point,
have
though.
big gatherings. No, you have big gatherings and you have them 2 times a year. So you get to see people from different countries twice a year. Imagine only seeing, say you see someone from America, you're not going to see them for another year because you've got Euros.
Okay, so in your opinion, should the Olympics be every year?
That's 4. We're talking about 2.
Yes, but my point stands. The Olympics
No,
is a big
I wouldn't-
occasion for that
You're not
reason, because it's so far apart. It's a big occasion for that reason. So why are we really saying this is a big European or
Okay.
world champs, but it's every year?
That I agree with. That I will agree with you.
There we
But
go.
how is the sport going to get bigger if we have to wait every year for a world championships?
Because more will turn up. More will turn up because it's a bigger occasion. Every
You've
year
got
doesn't
to
make it
wait
special.
one whole year before
Mhm.
you can go
Exactly,
to a
'cause-
massive world championship.
And that's my main highlight. When it's every year, is it a world championship? And is it special? Is it a special occasion when it's every year? What other sport does that? I don't see it. I don't think it's necessary. It's better. It's cheaper. It's effective. It means it's more worthy to be world
normally
champion.
We're there trying to break people's parents' wallets, and now you're going back.
I know.
What is
I've changed the system, but in my opinion,
No, we're done.
There we go.
No, next.
Okay.
We're going next.
we'll leave that
we're
to
done.
the audience to decide.
Next. Go on.
But
next
yeah,
one.
Okay.
Start this one.
So-
I think it's stupid.
Like I say, let the audience decide what they have to say. But my next opinion
Here we go.
is a big controversial one. But I don't think finishers at a world champs, at a European champs, and the elites should be given a finisher's medal.
Stupid. That's what I'm going to call you now. Your
Yep.
new name is stupid.
Yep. So, go on.
Okay, I'd love to hear. Why would you not think this? Come on.
Why?
Come on.
Okay.
Let's hear this.
So, let's look at
Chocolate,
once again.
let's go.
We're going to look at other major sports. First,
Oh,
second,
why?
third. First, second, third. Listen, hear me out, please. First, second, third. These are your medalists. They get the medals. What other major sport do you see? You don't see at the Olympics someone who finishes dead last or not in the top 3 being given a novelty medal, in my opinion. And I get it when it's for the fun runners because it makes it worthy, it makes them something to fight for. The fun runners,
Okay.
that's their fight.
What about
is for a
everyone
medal.
else who's racing age cat and all of that? Are they not
No,
worthy enough to get a medal?
their fight
No,
is.
are they not worthy enough
No,
to get a
no,
medal?
let me speak. Their fight is to succeed. Their fight is to win and fight to be the best they can be. If they're an elite, they're not fighting to get a little medal at the end. They're fighting to be the best of the best. And the thing is, what other major sports do we see this in? Where someone who competes and finishes just gets a medal? We don't see it. And also,
I got a medal in swimming every time I competed.
can I highlight something as well, though? Medals are expensive. They're really expensive to produce and to make. And if we don't make these medals, like at FISO, those medals are very, very expensive. If they didn't produce those medals, there'd be a lot of money left. And that money could either be one or two things. Cheaper tickets, making it better for people who cannot afford to do all the races in a year. There's lots of races in a calendar that are expensive. Anyone
That
listening,
makes no sense. What you
anyone
just said
listening
makes no
can
sense.
understand, yeah? Prices are high in races because of how much races cost to actually fund
Finn,
and build.
Finn, you kind of just backing on my idea right now, and this
Go
is
on, go ahead, go ahead.
amazing. You've just said we shouldn't give out medals to get more money, and then you've just gone. We should lower the tickets. If you lower the tickets, you can buy more medals.
That's not what I mean. Lower the
No,
ticket
but
prices.
that's
That's
is
not.
that
No.
what you
No.
No, is that not what you said?
I don't think you're understanding.
No.
When you don't have
You
medals,
can't go
medals are
back.
expensive. Listen. Just hear me out. Medals are expensive to make. Yes. So when we don't make medals, guess what? The tickets can be cheaper because they don't guarantee a medal. The reason tickets are expensive at one point is because they have to
But if
factor
you
in the
just
price
lower
of
the-
making medals.
If you just lower the ticket prices, you're gonna get more money to buy medals.
But the reason the ticket prices are lower though is because there are no medals. That's what I'm trying to highlight.
No,
That
What's,
or
what's the
or-
point? Because then they're just gonna have so much money. Yes, they can use the money to get more prize money and blah blah blah. But for the people who say come 4th, 5th, 6th, what are they getting? Absolutely nothing.
say same with the Olympics. People finish
No.
4th, 5th, 6th. They turn up to the occasion. They've raced the occasion.
Yes,
They've raced their
but-
best.
I understand that, but this is not an Olympic sport yet. We want to get people into the sport. If we drop the medals, people might go, well, what's the point of me doing it? I'm not getting anything from it.
They want to race at World Championship. That's the point. To race the best of the best. That's the point.
But why would we take something away that people know they're going to get at the end? And if they work really hard, yes, they can get first, second, first. But they still work hard to get that medal.
Okay, so we're
If they
saying
are
we treat
working
our...
hard and they work their absolute hardest. So a race, you've worked your hardest. You cross that line and they go, sorry, you're in fourth. You're not getting anything.
I know I worked my heart off. That's what I know. I know I pushed myself to the limits. I can be proud of that.
But you can have that medal to go, okay, I've worked my...
Do I need a medal to show that, though?
I still got this.
Do I have the medal? Do I need the medal to show that? Can I not have the heart and soul knowing that I've fought my heart out on the race?
Does it not make you happy at the end to get a medal and go, okay, I'm proud of how I've done. I've got this to prove this. Do you not hang your medals up?
So, no, I don't. I'm currently not there. Currently put in a little box.
But where is that little box?
Don't even know, to be honest. I have a little box somewhere, medals. And I'm going to highlight one more thing, yeah?
Oh,
so, in your opinion, are you saying we should treat elite world's best athletes like fun runners? Is that what your opinion's going?
That is definitely not what I'm saying.
Yes,
that has not come out of my mouth once.
Okay, but my other thing I'm going to highlight, medals, once again, I'm going to say this again, are expensive. My one thing was saying ticket price could be cheaper, because right now, races are so expensive.
Medals can be used.
Tickets are cheaper. Tickets are cheaper because there aren't any medals being produced. That's what I'm highlighting. That's what I'm trying to say. When they're not making medals, the tickets can be cheaper because one of the things that have to make them expensive is because medals have to be manufactured.
You're saying that the tickets are so high because of the medal?
Yes, because they have to factor in the cost of making medals. That's expensive to do.
Just lower the ticket prices. You still get the medals.
But races don't want to do that because they won't get the money back from what they've had to spend making medals, if you see what I mean. And also, that money, not making medals, could actually be given, like I say, for prize money. I would have rather, at the World Champs in FISO, first, second, third, only got medals. Rest of us didn't get medals. And the money saved, not making medals, would go to that first, second, and third as prize money. Because they deserve it a whole lot more than us for coming in our positions. They deserve to get a bit of prize money for coming out there. I'm just highlighting the facts here. I think, clear as day, medals aren't necessary. And it's actually better than medals, in my opinion. I'm not better. I can be an equivalent. And everyone hear me out.
Guys, I'm so sorry about what's happened.
Just hear me out, everyone.
I've had to listen to this whilst we're not filming.
Bands you get at races. You look at medals, and the fact is, you look at them and what they're representing. Like Libby said, they're representing you fighting and your position, and you saying you've earned your way to finish. And personally, and I'm gonna show you this actually, I'll probably send it on my Instagram or something. I have a big wall of all my bands that I've used to compete.
It's not a wall. It is like a whiteboard size.
Whiteboard size. Okay, I'll put a hand.
It's not a wall.
I'll put a hand or coin to scale on Instagram.
You have not got a full...
I'll put a coin in there for scale, everyone. But my point being, the bands represent enough for me. They represent that I've gone onto the course, I've fought, and I've succeeded. They represent me going onto that battlefield. I've got bands from FISO Worlds. I've got bands from Nuts, from Spartan. I've got bands from completing all the obstacles in races. I've got bands all the way back from, like, Italy, the first Euros. For me, they represent my fight. They represent me going out there. There's no need for a medal when we have a band.
And I 100% agree with you. But sometimes when you do a race, then bands are going to get wet. And what happens when they get wet?
Dry them off.
Are you joking me?
Or I'm not saying the bands are necessary, but I'm saying the medals definitely aren't necessary.
You've literally moved on to our next debate.
Okay, I'll just say quickly,
How have you done that? We've not even finished this one yet.
We're flowing into it. Because I'm going to go, for example, to Hang On in the Netherlands. The band is like the medal. And that's what I like. You fight hard to keep that band. When you finish, you've earned it. You keep that band and you've earned it. And that's what a race should be. You should savour and prize the band. Be able to keep that on your wrist and go through.
This one, I agree with you. I do. I 100% agree. The medal one, do not. Because I feel like a medal is amazing to suitcase. 100%. Keep the medal. I love it. Bands, on the other hand, I agree with you. The bands are good to keep. But, not gonna lie, I lose all my bands, so there's nowhere for me to put them. And then you get what now?
Sorry. Do you mean lose your bands? You lose them around the house on obstacles? That sounded bad context. Sorry.
No, I lose them when I'm
Sorry about
traveling
that.
home. I don't lose them on. Seriously.
Sorry. The way you worded that made me laugh. Sorry. You don't lose. She doesn't lose them on course. If I just lose them at home.
No, I lose them in my house or in the car, or they fall out when I go to the service station or something. Yes, whatever. But you get races like Spartan. Where's your band?
Yeah.
Exactly. You get the medal.
I've got Spartan bands on it.
That's a headband.
No, I've got white little bands. Ones you give you like bag drop and stuff. I count them. You're still racing and competing. Shows you've been there, done that.
I give mine to my mum and dad because I know I'm not going to lose it on course. And then my bag. Imagine if you lose that band on course. Your bag's stuck in bag drop.
I've got free beer bands on it, like the ones you get free beers at the end. Because I save them,
God,
save the memories.
Take them off when you get to the next, when you turn 18 and get to the next Spartan. There you go. You get 3 beers.
Look, personally, I'll go back to the medals again because I think it's all.
Oh, here we go.
Because I think the bands are easier to replace medals because they mean the same thing. It shows the fight. It shows what you've put through, what you've put yourself through to get there. The band shows just as much as a medal does, shows just as much as your spirit does, and what you know internally, what you fought through. These medals, they aren't needed because we are elites. We shouldn't be finishing and getting some little mini medal.
No.
We should be fighting for the honour of being elite. That's why we fight, to be the honour of elite, not for getting a medal.
We don't have. Okay, go kids. Kids, right? Go on. We're on. This is about kids. Yeah.
Yes, medals.
Do kids
medals.
want band, or do you want kids want medals?
Medals. This is what I've highlighted before. This is
Exactly.
why I've said the words, especially for the elite men and women.
But think in kids' minds, young kids that want to get into this sport, are they going to want a paper band, or are they going to want a nice bling medal?
But this is what I've said.
Exactly.
I never said that once.
No. This is a kids' podcast, Finn, not an adults podcast. This is a kids' podcast. So what do kids want? Nice blingy medals.
You've done me there. But this is what I want to highlight.
See, I told you, I'm winning this. You're not going to win.
We wait until we hear what the audience have to say.
You beat me at OCR races. I'm beating you at debates.
This is what I want to explain to everyone. Fun runners and a lot of the young athletes coming into the
We're on
sport.
about kids. This is not adults.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Maybe some of the kids as well. Yeah, of course, they want a medal because it's inspiring to look up to at such a young age. But when we get into these elite standards, this is what I'm all about now. I want to highlight for us as a future of a sport. I don't think the medal's necessary. Like I say, maybe for the kids, like you say, I agree with you there perfectly because it's fair.
I'm going to agree with you because I've just realised we've actually got 2 juniors from Nuts. Finn's face. And I had this in the back of my head, and I'm so sorry to both of them, but I kind of want to see if Finn gets this. Which 2 juniors are we missing, Finn?
No, can I feel bad? I don't know what we're on about. I was happily debating.
Izzy and Ollie?
Oh, of course, in the adults, yeah, Izzy come 4th, if I'm not mistaken, in the women's elite, which is absolutely incredible. Now I feel really, really bad. We're going to go back to this. Go back to the debate. But yes, Ollie, absolutely incredible. I remember watching him fighting against the elite, but I'm going to highlight mostly on Izzy Young, of course. Absolutely incredible. That was a really tight battle, I think, at the end with Lou for 3rd. I know this changed quickly,
actually,
but that was really bad.
She was in 1st for most of it, wasn't she?
Yes, yeah, it was entertaining. Like I say, yeah, it was back and forth. And like I said, real battle at the end with Lou. Right at the end. You've done this on purpose to throw me off the game because you knew I was winning the debate, and now you've done this.
Shut up! No, you would.
You knew I was winning.
You
knew I was winning, so you had this in your back pocket to make sure.
You agreed with me about the medal situation. Did you or did you not agree with me that medals should be keeping for what we're talking about? Because this is not an adult podcast, is it, Finn?
Ollie and Izzy, I want to apologise for forgetting you earlier on. I want to apologise Libby's using you as a scapegoat to isolate her fact that she's losing this debate.
No, I was not. I was winning this because this is not an adult podcast. This is a junior podcast. So juniors want the medals, and I am not losing this.
That's a fair statement. I agree with you there. The juniors deserve the medals. But the fact is, we're looking towards the future. And in the future, I think medals should be taken away from these elites because they're not necessary.
Whatever. Fine.
Exactly.
Okay. Agree with you on that. But this is not elites. We are not talking about elites right now, are we?
No.
We're talking about the juniors and how we want the juniors to get into this sport. And what do juniors want to get into this sport?
Yeah, medals.
A nice blinky medal.
But do you want to hear what I'm saying quickly?
Next one.
Who?
No,
No, no,
you agree
no,
with me.
no,
Next,
no,
next,
no, no,
next,
no, no, no,
next,
no. One more
next,
thing. One more
next.
thing.
Next.
What are the juniors of this? What are the juniors of this sport? Could they be the future? And when these changes are coming, what am I talking about? The future. That's what I mean. When these guys get to their elite, this is how it should be, in my opinion.
That's good. Fine. Whatever.
There you go.
But we're not talking about that right now. We are
I know.
talking about today, the present.
Yeah. But this is what we need to do as a sport to figure these things out and to see where we're going and
Fine.
what direction.
Figure it out for the future. But for now, the medals should not be going anywhere because we do not have enough juniors in this sport at a high level. Yes, we've got loads of juniors at the high level. They are all absolutely amazing. But to grow, we do need that amount of juniors to do it. We need some more juniors.
100%. 100%.
Thank you. Next, which we've already talked about. So
What, the
I've won
bands?
the debate.
You've won the debate. Well, that comes down to the audience and what they think, especially that first one about Worlds and Euros. I think that's my favourite one, most interesting and indeed. But yeah, looking at bands, once again, I'm going to say I love them. I think bands are incredible.
And I'm not going to agree with you. Bands are good on that one. But I would prefer it, like OCRWC, at the end, you get a rubber band
Oh,
because they are more practical.
rubber bands over medal,
But I would take a rubber band over a medal.
rubber band or nothing at all.
No, rubber band.
They're not too expensive, to be fair, but I don't know what about mass production's like because
I would rather get a rubber band than them paper ones. Mainly because they are able to keep more. You can wear them, whereas the paper ones, you take them off, that's it. You're not wearing it again.
Okay, can I do
Rubber bands, you can carry on wearing it over and over and over again.
Yeah, just for the sake of the argument, can I just do a quick role play myself quickly here, just to explain things? Ready? Pretend about the Olympics, yeah? 1500 meter. And I'm gonna be commentator as well. Here we go. It's Jakob Ingebrigtsen down the final straight, racing along here, and he takes 4th place. And you see this here, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, 4th place. The medalists there given their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd lovely Olympic medals, and Ingebrigtsen gets his little Olympic plastic band put on his wrist. He must really care about that when he looks at the medals and what he was actually aiming for.
That is not gonna lie, that is better than what they do at the minute. Because what does 4th place get at the moment?
Nothing. Apart from the fact they've taken pride in getting to the Olympics and fighting to get there and being at a world.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have a bronze, silver, or gold medal at the Olympics. But if I come 4th and I get a rubber band, I am the only one there who has got a rubber band.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep that rubber band. I can hang the rubber band up on a hook or something. I can make a little ribbon to go across my window ledge.
Yeah.
My windows full of rubber bands.
I'll tell you what. You know what a lot of Olympians do when they get to the Olympics? No matter where they finish and where they come.
Oh, God.
Everyone sees they get the Olympic rings tattooed on them somewhere as a way to show. The same with Iron Man. People get the Iron Man tattoo. And that's their way. That's their way of showing.
Are you telling me?
No.
No. Are you saying? Oh, you come 4th at an OCRWC.
This is the
Go
opposite.
get an OCRWC.
This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I don't want. Actually, it's funny thought in my head of me turning to an OCR race with massive imprinted on my arm FISO World Championships Costa Rica, and someone says, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" Well, oh yeah, I got it in Costa Rica. No kidding. Have that written down my arm. A bit off-putting, but yeah, fair enough. It's interesting. And as a sport, these are the big things we need to talk about, and we cannot put them off because they are so important for us as a sport moving forward. They can be awkward, like we've seen today, with proper hardcore debates, but they are really, really important, especially once make this sport so special on such a massive major stage. Libby saying she won, but
well, I did. Let me win for once.
Shall we make Libby a pint-sized OCR debate winning medal? Or
no, I want a rubber band.
I was about to say, want a rubber band. Yeah, we'll get that organised somehow, somewhere. But there you go.
Oh, Finn, what are we trying to make at the minute?
T-shirts.
We are trying to make T-shirts.
We're going to advertise, we're going to adverts here. We're excited. We're going to funnel through.
We're not going to give any sneak peeks, but
yeah, it could
just
be some.
Look at the logo.
Some pint-sized perfection could be coming your way. A terrific T-shirt or potentially a hat. Who knows? We'll keychains, phone cases,
Oh no, Finn! Now you're gonna say this. They're all gonna want it.
shorts. We're gonna get socks. We're gonna get pint-sized shoes.
We're gonna up accountability corner.
Yeah, we are. Chris Shipley, I see you. I see all of you with your merchandise. I see Chris designing it all.
coming.
I see Russell Walsh wearing it on the podium. Trust me, our juniors be coming along the future, rocking pint-sized gear.
We're gonna give all. I reckon we should have get normal ones and then have ones on the back bars that say co-host.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm sorry to, but I stand out, and then give all of the juniors a T-shirt.
Car stickers.
We're taking over.
We should get massive stickers with our faces on them, and you just stick them in places.
No, absolutely not.
Awesome.
I'm not having my face everywhere.
Awesome. Just a big smiley face, thumbs up, saying what.
You've already put us on the logo.
Yeah, exactly. For those who don't know, actually, look at our logo. You zoom in on the milk.
Finn has put something. No, it's not. It's not on the. Is it on the milk? No, it's on
the milk cartons. The milk cart.
Oh yeah, it is. It's on the milk
yeah.
cartons. Finn has put. If no one's noticed yet, let us know if you noticed that or not. That Finn has actually put pictures of us racing on the milk cartons.
Exactly. Quality logos there. You zoom
in. It's an okay
that.
photo. I'm not gonna lie. It is a nice photo of me.
I spent so long at an airport working that out. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this. I might post it at some point. There was 10.
No, there was 10. I was sat at home and I got a message off Finn going, I've made logos in the airport board. I'm like, oh no. And then all of a sudden, my phone goes ping, 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 about 40 different logos. Which one do you think's the best? Wait for it. I about typing what I think. No, never mind. I'm changing it.
Yep, had to be perfect. I think probably put that on the Instagram, the old logos, so everyone can see what was happening before we made it what it is today. But yeah, main thing is merchandise coming soon. Exciting.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I like that. That was quite fun.
But I think that rounds it all up pretty much, isn't it? We've had an interesting episode, a different episode. Libby saying she won, but I think the main thing is we did this debate and we did these important topics so you could hear them, hear our thoughts, and hopefully we can hear your thoughts, your opinions, and what you have to say. Like I say, it is a very, very different type of episode. So yeah.
I've also suggested something to Finn, and I think he agreed, but I don't know. You guys got to let us know this, because if we don't get much replies, we won't do it. But if we do get quite a fair bit of people saying we will do it, about maybe a live podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'd be a nice idea, mainly because then we can get your guys' questions and comments live. And I think maybe, just maybe,
yeah, could be good
in the future.
And what else you talk about before, Libby, about the dogs in OCR?
Huh?
What was that? You talked about dogs in OCR before, weren't you?
I've always had this idea I would love to do. I know there's already, you can get OCRs that do, you take your dogs around, but like a proper competitive one. Imagine you've got to go across a rig with your dog attached to you. Imagine. No, actually, that's quite dangerous.
I will tell you what that is, though. Do you know what it is? That is barking mad. We've gone so long without a dad joke. There's not been one of those puns in there for so long. I'm back.
No, that wasn't even a funny one.
Barking mad. It was sitting there. It's the whole reason I mentioned it again, because I wanted to say it.
No, but I would love to do a dog OCR.
Yeah.
There's a reasonable price, because I'm not going to lie, the ones that are out there are very, very expensive.
Yeah, it's a bit of a canine conundrum, that, at the prices right now.
Donk, donk. But yeah, I was saying how I'd love to do a doggy OCR. I reckon I would win that.
Really?
I've got a spaniel.
I'd absolutely love it. I'd absolutely Labra adore it. There you go. These are on the spot, by the way. Everyone, these are on the spot. I've just come up with that. So don't judge me if these are awful, because these are my on the spot puns. But
no, I would love to do that.
Yeah. The dogs get medals as well. They get dog medal, like round the collar.
Oh, you could get a collar, a medal that's a collar, and then a dog face.
Pint-sized dog collars coming soon.
Yes.
This is what we're planning. We've got
to make our own dog race now.
Oh my god, it'd be great.
A pint-sized dog OCR.
We shouldn't be trusted with this much power. We shouldn't be trusted with this potential. Everyone, we've discussed so much. Let us know what you think about everything this episode, from the bands to medals.
about definitely let us know who won the debate.
Yes, yeah. And your opinions, most
Merch,
importantly.
yes, and what you think. Merch, if you want merch out. And if you want a doggy race,
Yeah.
which could be
Yeah.
I think that'd be the best thing in the world.
I mean, we could be wrong. Everyone might not want that. We could be barking up the wrong tree for all we know. But another one's
So
in
we're
there.
gonna go before Finn thinks of any more, guys.
Yes, we are. But yeah, what an episode. Like I say, a bit different. Please let us know what you thought the episode, like this different format. Obviously, we've not done this before. We don't know what this is going to be like. So I'm hoping you all enjoyed it. Let us
Yeah.
know what you think. And like
Let
I
us
say,
know if you want more of these debates, because I reckon Finn could come up with.
oh
God
yeah,
knows
I've
how
had these
many.
questions lined up. I'm ready. But yeah, I'm going to highlight once more the main things: Euros and Worlds every other year for those two.
No, we're not talking about this again.
I'm just
no,
highlighting.
we're going. It's a bye from me,
I'm
guys.
I'm letting everyone know what they're talking about.
It's a bye from me, guys.
It's a bye, guys. Everyone remember what we're all about, because I want to hear your opinions. So please remember it, because apparently I'm not allowed to say it again. So I'm sorry.
No, because I will get on a rant. So we are.
Yeah,
we're leaving it there.
We're not going to meddle with it, you could say. Sorry, I had another one left in me. There you go. Thank you everyone for listening to me, and thank you for getting through all my annoying puns. I'm very sorry.
It's a bye from me.
And it's a bye from me.
See you later.
Thank you for listening to Pint-Sized OCR, produced and presented by UK OCR. If you like what you hear, please subscribe or leave us a review. And you can even get your parents to join our Patreon train so you can get your podcasts earlier than everyone else.
So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time.